to the last, and in my opinion, the biggest and best topic of episode 107, Super Mario Odyssey.
Okay.
So, before we started the show today, Matt shared with me that he is not enthused about Super Mario Odyssey.
Not on the level of some of the other stuff I'm playing right now. I do like it a lot, and I think it has the most visual imagination of a Mario game since Galaxy, for sure. And it does, the thing I like the most about Mario Odyssey is it does a bunch of stuff and has a bunch of environments and a bunch of scenarios that are distinctly not Mario-esque, but somehow fit. You know what I mean? Like, there's a bunch of stuff in here you've never seen in a Mario game, but at no point does it feel like you're not playing a Mario game. You know, like
Well, I think they accomplished that very easily. It's by keeping the same controls.
Well, yes, but I mean in terms of like how suddenly there's a jungle and there's a prehistoric forest with a dinosaur that they put a lot of effort into the character model of, and you only use for about 5 seconds, which I thought was odd. A city area, like just stuff that doesn't really exist in Mario until now, and it all works. It all fits. Like it expands the world of Mario in a way that I really didn't necessarily think Mario would ever do, and I think that's kind of neat.
I've only played a few hours of this, and let me tell you, right now my right eye is watering like crazy. It will not stop, and the reason my right eye is watering like crazy is because of this game.
Did Mario poke you?
No, I did not go to sleep last night because I played this video game. I literally, like, I got back, I've been rushing through all the games to talk about in today's show, and I finally got this one. Nintendo, here's another thing I should mention, by the way. So, influencers, YouTubers, totally screwed me.
Game changers.
Yeah, game changers. So, apparently, some influencer, YouTuber, whatever, leaked Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga's ROM onto the Pirate Bay websites or whatever, and dipshit didn't realize that Nintendo fingerprints the code and all those things, and so they instantly knew who it was. So, Nintendo...
So instead of just not sending him another one...
I did not get the game until
they didn't send anyone
9 p.m. on the nose last night. I get the email with the code. And they did send it to other people, though.
They sent it to the big outlets, yeah.
Yeah, but they didn't send it to, like, the smaller guys like us. So I didn't get it till 9 o'clock last night. I was trucking through these other games, and getting ready for today and working on all the changes for GameFace. Finally wrapped all that stuff up at, like, 1 in the morning, and I'm like, all right, I'll play this for an hour. And just so I have, like, a frame of reference for the show tomorrow. And originally we were going to do the show at 1 o'clock. You had a conflict. We couldn't do it then. And so I'm like, I need at least an hour with this game. I started playing. I could not stop, dude. I've only played 3 hours. I freaking love this game. I absolutely love Super Mario Odyssey. From what I've experienced so far, I love everything about it. I love Cappy. I love how you have the fundamentals, all the controls and the moves that you've had since Super Mario 64. But then Cappy, it's so dumb. First of all, I don't like the concept of just throw a cap at something and suddenly you can control it. But whatever, that's just a means to an awesome end. And that awesome end is just giving you the ability to play as almost anything. And the one thing that Nintendo is so good at is just nailing the feel of controlling something, whatever it is. And like everything that I've taken control of with that stupid-ass cap, I have absolutely had a blast controlling. And it just opens up the game unlike any other 3D Mario ever. Just giving him the ability to just turn anything into a playable character. It reminds me a little bit of, do you remember the N64 game Space Station Silicon Valley? Yeah. Concept the same, execution nowhere near as good as this. But I played Space Station Silicon Valley. That was a DMA game, right?
Yep.
Early Rockstar.
That was like their last thing before
they changed.
3.
And I liked the concept of that game so much that I ended up playing it all the way through. The mechanics weren't great, but...
And you couldn't complete it.
Right.
100%.
Yeah, it was like broken.
It was a bug.
It was broken. I actually have a ROM of that game, like one of those crazy N64 ROMs that are like that long. I don't know how I ended up with it, but somehow I did. But anyway, this game is like Space Station Silicon Valley's like wet dream. It lets you play as so many different things, and it all feels so good and so right. All the levels are balanced to make use of it. I just feel like the flexibility that dumb cap has given to this game just changes everything while still giving you those fundamentals. And to me, 3D Mario's controls are the best 3D controls in the world. Like, I just never feel more connected to a character through a controller than I do when I'm playing a 3D Mario game. And it's there. It took me 10 or 15 minutes of fiddling around with the controls to get to just nail it and just feel like I was playing Super Mario 64 all over again. I'm dead tired right now. My eyes watering. And when this show is over, I cannot wait to go home to play this game.
I'm not quite as enthused by it. I think it's really good. It is not grabbing me the way Zelda did.
Wow. See, I like this way more than Zelda already.
I think this is not on the same level as Zelda for me. Zelda is, and I'm more of an open world exploration person.
That makes sense, yeah.
I like, kind of the sword combat thing. I mean, Zelda is more my thing. My favorite Nintendo franchises are Zelda and Metroid, like head and shoulders above everything. I'm not a huge Mario fan. I find Mario mostly just sort of weird and creepy, which doesn't seem to be.
I would agree with that.
But it doesn't seem to be. Yeah, I was going to say it doesn't seem to be like a thing that is a very controversial statement, because if you look at Mario fan art, it's weird and creepy. Like, clearly this is something.
I mean, the whole concept of it is
right.
weird.
Well, clearly something that the fans of Mario love, and I just find it kind of off-putting. The thing about this game to me is that the cap thing is a cool mechanic that I don't think belongs in a Mario game. I don't want to play as a dinosaur. I don't want to play as a weird, growy thing that flips over things. I want to play as Mario.
Yeah.
In fact, my favorite part of the game so far is, it was a ways in, but there's a point at which the ship, your little hat ship, crashes, and Cappy gets kidnapped, and you have to Mario platform without the Cap abilities to get up and rescue him. And I was like, this is great.
That was like your favorite part.
I'm playing Mario. In the same way that Super Mario Sunshine, my favorite parts were the bits where you just played the pure Mario platformer with no flood.
Yeah.
Because that's what I want out of a Mario game, because that's what Mario 64 is. It's also more what Mario Galaxy is.
Yeah.
I feel Mario Galaxy is a pure Mario game in terms of what I want from a Mario game.
This game apparently is gigantic.
Oh, it's huge.
So I think by the end, you're going to get your fill of just the Mario stuff.
Somewhat, but it's just like right now, I mean, I got about 100 moons right now.
Out of 900?
I'm 900 something. More than 900, I think.
Now, you were talking before the show, and this is something I completely agree with, that you feel like there are so many moons that it lessens the reward.
Yes.
The sense of satisfaction that you get when you were getting stars or other objects in prior Mario games.
Like I love,
and I agree with that. Like,
Mario 64 and those games, I love the whole.
Hey Sam, let's switch over to.
You gotta find your way to. You get little hints or whatever. You gotta get to the stars. Usually, basically, that's like a level within a level, right? And in this game, the moons are frickin' everywhere. Like, you're constantly picking them up. Like, and
well, I booted this up. It's so funny. Before you showed up, I booted this up to get everything set up.
Yeah, there's one right there.
Where?
Straight ahead.
Oh, yeah. Well, I booted the game up and literally turned the camera around, and there was one just sitting on top of a rock. Yeah. And I was like, what? I'm like, and that's not...
And it's like not... There's the satisfaction of finding them is just not there, and there's nothing else to find is the problem I have with that. Is like... Although I do like searching out the purple coins. Like, each kingdom has purple coin currency that can only be used there to buy special outfits and stuff. And the outfits are great. Like, there's a lot of really cool stuff you can dress Mario up in, which is not really something I ever thought I wanted from Mario, but apparently it was. I would like to
get up there.
I would like to put Mario in different outfits, apparently. Around the other side. Oh, you mean up
How do I get
there?
That moon?
You probably need to use the dinosaur.
But I can't activate him yet.
Oh, you can cap the chain chomp and swing him into that rock there, into the fossil rock. That can be destroyed. But it's just like there's another level where I found a little kind of little secret place. There you go, there's a pipe. Little secret place in the back, and there's a square with like a golden square with a keyhole. And I had to find the key, so I had to get one of the creatures and use their ability to find the key. I find the key, and the keyhole opens, and it's a moon. And I'm like, I just got a moon by butt-stomping a mound.
Yeah.
You know, it's like there's no variation in what I work for to get, and it just feels very... I don't know. It just I always love kind of the shine get triumph of finding the stars and stuff, and I feel like they've sort of cheapened it in this.
Well, it feels like maybe the moon should have been some other sort of collectible, and then still maybe have the stars or something where you actually feel like you did something to get
well, it's
them.
like when you beat bosses and stuff, you get multi-moons or whatever, where it's like 3 in a pack or whatever.
Yeah,
that feels good. Like, that feels like a good accomplishment to me. Like, that feels like when you got a star in the old games. And the boss battles are really good. Those feel good.
I've only fought 3 bosses, and they were all so easy.
They're real easy, but they feel good. You know, like the landing on their heads has a good kind of, you know, in the same way that Mario Galaxy did when you fought bosses. I just don't, like...
What do I have to do to wake up the dinosaur?
Throw your cap at him.
That's it?
Have you played this game?
I just control him. I just started.
You throw the cap at everything. Like, that's all. There's even sections where the piranha plants spit venom now that stains the ground with purple, and you throw the cap at them and it cleans the venom, like a Splatoon thing, basically. Like, somebody at Nintendo, Miyamoto must be really in love with the idea of cleaning up goo. I don't know where that came.
I don't want to go there. It feels good to be able to kill the chomps.
Yeah, and I do like the mustache on the dinosaur.
Wait.
He's got a mustache.
That's funny. I don't know. As I've said a million times on this show, I'm a gameplay first guy, and the gameplay in this game just feels so freaking good.
Yeah, I'm not even totally on board with that. Like, I think the waggle is too heavy on this for me. Like, you have to wiggle the controller to throw the hat up and to throw it down and to throw it in the circular move. There's no just button option for that. I feel a little constrained.
And you can turn off the motion controls.
Yeah, I don't know if that gives you the button options for the moves you would lose, though.
Wait. Let's see. It doesn't say what it does.
No, they don't tell you anything here.
I haven't really been using motion controls.
Well, later on, you have to start doing it more. So, I don't know, can you still do the wiggle, the spin move? These I like a lot, too. Well, no, you can't do it in the 2D version. These I like a lot, the 2D stuff.
I already finished this, actually. I need to find the last moon to activate that device.
Oh, there's more than enough moons. They're all over the place.
Well, I just picked up 2 of them.
Yeah.
And it didn't do anything.
So here's a good place to use that spin move. I don't know if you still have it with the motion control.
With the flowers?
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, you're using the up and down one. So spin it, shake it sideways. Yeah, there it is.
There it is.
So the motion controls are still there. So what do you turn off?
I don't know what I turned off. Maybe it's just like motion controlled aiming or something?
Maybe? I haven't run into that if it is. I don't know. I'm certainly not bagging on it, but like it's not the oh my god, this is what I've been waiting for this series to do that Zelda was. And maybe that's not fair because Mario didn't need to be reinvented, whereas Zelda kind of did. But there you are.
I don't know. It's pretty different, man. Like.
Yeah, but I don't find the different to be a huge positive in this case. Like, I mean, this is just like kind of not. It's very rare, I guess, in some ways.
You mean like the developer rare?
Yeah. Like the kind of taking control of other things and switching characters constantly.
Yeah, it's a little Banjo-ish. You take control of like a refrigerator or whatever.
I think right now the main appeal of this game for me is.
So I like this because it's like playing pool.
Right.
You can actually hit like the angles.
Yeah, right now the main appeal of this for me is the environments, and I mean there's some ugly textures here and there, but like. The environments are very different, and they're not just different because, like, oh, this one's green, this one's white. You are doing very different environmental things, even without the taking control of characters thing. The way you have to navigate.
See, here I have to, like, play a combo.
Yeah, the way you have to navigate
I missed it.
the worlds changes based on which environment you're in, and that's a really good way to approach it.
I just think what I've already seen from this game is just the creativity in it is already like bet more than any game I played this year. Everything is just like everything else. In this game, I've only played 3 hours of it, and I've already seen more ideas in like 3 hours unique ideas than I've seen in games I played for 40 hours this year.
I guess, but like I guess the thing that gets me is that despite those unique ideas, the end result of every unique idea is getting one of those stupid moons.
See, that is something that I feel like I have argued against for a long time with 3D platformers. People always call them like collectathons. They're like, but you're just getting bananas, or you're just getting this. It's like, I never really thought about what I got at the end. I thought about what I had to do to get there to get it. It's like, people are like, oh, you just get another feather. It's like, no, but look at what you did to get that feather. That's the difference to me.
I just think it's, at least right now, it may change because Mario games, certainly in the modern era, have a tendency to open up and get crazy difficult or crazy complex later. Right now, I feel like everything I do to get a moon is too simple and too quick.
I'm just at the beginning of the game, so everything is simple and
quick. Yeah, well,
it
it doesn't really get any different even a few kingdoms in from here.
Really?
I don't find, with a few exceptions. I mean, the next kingdom or the kingdom after, I mean, without even trying, after about 20 minutes, I had like 30 moons. I mean, it was just they just fall into your lap, like, and there's no satisfaction from that.
No, I agree. I mean, it does mute the impact of getting a star, whatever.
And I think because I'm not as much of a Mario fan, if the gameplay, as you say, wasn't as tight and responsive, I would have quit by now.
Wow.
But it is fun to just move around in the game, like you say. So while I may not be kind of as enamored of it, it is fun enough to simply play from moment to, I guess it's kind of the Destiny thing in reverse, where like the moment-to-moment gameplay is fun enough that I don't mind that I feel like a lot of what I'm doing is pointless. And it's not pointless because the moons get you to the next level, obviously. But it's
well, the point is having fun playing video games. That's the point.
Yeah, I have
at least for me, that's why I play games, to be moved by playing them. And I have fun playing Mario games, particularly 3D Mario games.
I'm having more fun exploring ancient Egypt right now. I guess that's really it's just what you want out of something, and that could be maybe because the ancient Egypt exploration reminds me more of my other two favorite games in recent times, which is Horizon and Zelda.
Yeah.
You know, I'm just a run around and look at shit person maybe, as opposed to you are more a jump on things and control stuff person.
Yeah. Yeah, the controls in this series have always been top notch.
I will say that I would like nice print posters of some of the worlds in this game. Like, well, I mean, they're the kingdoms, they're not worlds, I'm thinking Mario Galaxy. But like just that kind of vista with the hill and the Triceratops statue on top of it, like, it's beautiful. Like, they have some of the best environment ideas in this game that Nintendo's ever had, I think. And you haven't even seen many of them yet. I mean, the first few you've already seen because you've seen the marketing and you've seen this stuff. But there's people I know who've gone on Blackout. I really haven't been paying a lot of attention, so really the only levels I'd seen were probably that one and the one you're about to go to, which is the desert one that they showed at E3.
Yeah.
Which is still pretty. Look,
the only thing I've noticed about this game, at least as far as the controls are concerned, is I've had problems being able to do the side flip, where you run one direction, hit back the other direction, and jump, and he does like that kind of almost like a cartwheel flip.
Yeah.
I've had problems pulling that off.
I've had sort of problems with that, but it's more because I think he needs to be going a certain speed, and I haven't quite figured out what that is yet.
That could be. Everything else, though, I managed to pick it up like right away and
get right back to it.
Well, it's all
the same stuff, really. Except for the spin thing. Like, I don't know what that's for yet, but you can make him spin by circling the L stick.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he'll like kind of start spinning and put his arms out, and I don't actually know what that's for. If you look at basic actions, it shows it. The one where he's kind of got his hands out like a ballerina.
Yeah, I wonder what that's for.
I don't know. I think that might damage enemies. Maybe that hits people. I don't know.
They keep showing this action guide.
Yeah, they love the action guide.
It's like...
It's because they want to make sure, because it doesn't come with a manual.
Right.
So.
But it's so simple. It's like, and that's the other reason I like it. It's like they give you these very simple tools, but then they create the environments for you to make the most out of them.
Oh, one other thing. I didn't bring this up during Fire Emblem. I forgot. That I think is great about this game is it feels like you're playing it on a cartridge, because you are. Fire Emblem Warriors has load time.
It does, you're right.
And I'm like, why is there load time on my cartridge?
I didn't even think about it, actually. Yeah, that's funny.
It's weird.
This doesn't, though.
No, not at all. This game moves like a bat.
This is one of the ugliest levels that I've ever seen in video games, by the way. I've seen tons of footage of it from trailers and everything, and it is just not a pretty level.
I do like that the red sand, though. I just think the red sand is a nice touch. Maybe that's the No Man's Sky in me.
So what's the difference between the green moons and the yellow moons?
Nothing. It's just they're different colors and different levels.
Oh, so the moons are different colors in every level?
I don't know if they're different colors in every level, but I've seen green ones and pink ones and yellow ones and all over. They seem to have a different color on each level.
Gotcha.
Maybe they might repeat colors later, but I haven't seen a repeat color, I don't think.
Am I supposed to talk to that dude?
You can. He just tells you it's cold or something. There's your shop where you can buy your your Mexico accoutrement.
Yeah, costumes seem to be a big part of this game.
Oh, there's tons and tons of costumes in the game.
What's the point of them, though?
Well, each world seems to have a place where you can't get in a doorway unless you're dressed in local attire.
Oh, okay.
So the idea, and the costumes are bought by the local currency.
I have no money, none.
Yeah, so you have to get the local currency to buy that, and then the other side is regular coin stuff.
So that means I should have bought something at the prior world I was at?
No, there wasn't. I don't think you could access that yet.
You thought that dog in Wolfenstein looked bad. Look at that one.
Well, at least this one's wearing a hat.
Touche.
And this game will probably not make you shoot that one. I do like, my favorite part of the, I mean, again, this is probably giving away my exploration fetish, but my favorite part of the game so far is finding the purple coins.
Because they're all tucked away.
Because they're all hidden and stuff.
Yeah.
And you got to figure, you see them, and the draw distance is fantastic, and you can see purple coins you don't have on the other side of the damn world.
Oh, that's good.
And you can, like, even when you're like flying around or like in various places, you can see, oh, I need to get there, and then I can go over there and try to figure out. And don't forget, like, throw your cap at like the statues over there and stuff. Like the cap does stuff with every. Oh, you got to jump up and hit it on the top of the head, but you get some coins out of that.
Butt stomp it.
No, you got to cap it.
Seemed like I just threw a cap at it, didn't do anything.
Jump up and throw it.
So why does that make a difference?
Because you got to hit the horns on top of its head.
Oh. Yeah.
There's tons of stuff like that in the game. Throw your cap at basically
I mean, that's
everything.
Mario. That's another thing I love. It's like when you mess around with stuff and just screw around, like, you get all these pleasant surprises.
Mm-hmm. Not so much on that one.
Nope. Nope, not at all.
And then there's stuff like, so the question mark block in the center up there, that's a coin block. Like, you know, where you jump at a lot. So throw the cap at it and hold the button once you're safe.
Okay.
And because if you throw it and hold the button, it stays in place for a bit. You can get like a ton of coins out of it.
That would be really accurate.
That's very satisfying.
It is, yeah. I mean, that's the way I would describe this game in general. It's just satisfying. It just feels good.
Yeah. Like moment to moment, definitely. And my problem is when I step back and think about what I'm doing, and I'm like, hey.
Well, yeah, it's Mario. It's stupid.
Over.
It's like the whole concept of Mario is just completely absurd. But
yeah, it's just. Oh, here, yeah, you've seen this part.
Can I take over a bill?
Yep.
Nice.
Of course you can.
I mean, it seems like you can take over pretty much anything in the game.
Yeah. I mean
that's
most major things you can do that.
That's pretty awesome. Just imagine the amount of work that went into that. But that's what I love about this series. It's like they respect the player's time. That's it. That's it. That is one of my biggest pet peeves about games is when they don't respect the player's time. That's why I don't like games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne. They're like, oh, you got your whole life to try this 50 times. And I hate games where if you go all the way down and like some off the beaten path and there's like nothing there. It's like, I took the time to try to explore the world that you've created and you've given me no incentive to do it again. And that's what Mario games are great at. When you actually go off the beaten path or look for something, you always get something. And they kind of clue you in sometimes. They leave like a breadcrumb trail. And they tell you whether you should keep going based upon the rewards that you're getting a lot of times. See that? It's just everything about this game just feels so freaking good. Like I just want to jump on it again. Just the attention to detail and just the way they think about what the player is thinking while they're playing the game and what they're most likely to do and least likely to do. Like, I just feel like this series just absolutely nails it. That was wrong.
Well, they didn't catch you on that one.
They did catch me. Those things came up and caught me.
You can butt stomp that thing. Oh, that's, yeah, you can get a little coin bonus by chaining
you get all of them.
the cacti. Oh, he's not wearing his captain's hat. Interesting.
Oh yeah, he changed outfits, huh?
Usually his outfit is, in the 2D thing, is the same as what he's wearing in 3D.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, there's a 2D version of every outfit in the game.
Oh wow.
It's, as far as I've seen, at least.
So my only objective was to just get coins from this?
No, you gotta get up there, on the left. Break the bricks on the left and hop up out.
See, that was pretty trippy. How it just went from 2D to 3D there. It's so slick. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's another nice visual touch is like when he takes hits from various things, he will retain a visual reminder of it. So like if you hadn't died there, if you just gotten hit once, he would be burned up from the explosion for a while. And I got hit with a porcupine thing and I had needles in my nose for like the next 10
Really?
minutes. Yeah.
I don't even know what happened there.
You sank. You have to keep jumping.
To keep from sinking into the... Well, there's no lives in this game, so who cares?
Yeah, you just lose
And that
10.
is kind of one thing that I'm not a big fan of.
Yeah, you just lose 10 coins. That's
Yeah, it's like, there's really no punishment for dying, so it's like, I don't even care. Maybe that was her point. Maybe they want people to just experiment and not care about whether they die or not.
You're the one who just slagged Dark Souls in comparison, so here's the anti-Dark Souls.
Yeah. Well, I think there's a happy medium, too. It's like...
Yeah,
you don't want to go all one way.
Considering what they're after with this game, it makes sense to ease up on that. I mean, the challenge is getting through the environments, not, making sure you have enough, and also like in any Mario game of recent years, going back to Galaxy, like, did you ever run out of lives, or did you have dozens and dozens and
by
dozens
the end,
of
I
lives?
had like 300 lives.
Yeah,
or whatever.
so why not just cut out that middleman and let you play? I mean, I pretty much agree with that. Like, I see what you're saying, but I don't miss that in this. I don't think. Maybe it's because I'm just that casual.
I mean, I did have. Come on. I mean, it does kind of build tension though.
Yeah, but like
it's like I don't feel like any tension playing it. Maybe that's good.
Oh,
like,
hey, look, you broke
a moon in a box.
Yeah, just a moon in a box. At least you got to go get it.
But see, that's what you're saying though. It's like when you just give them away like that. Whoa.
These are these things that kind of let you see more of the level and sort of see where you need to go.
Can I actually fly anywhere with them?
No, they're just sort of to get the lay of the land. And when you hit a point where you've gotten tons and tons of purple, you're looking for the last few purple coins or moons. These are very, very useful because I think they might actually improve the draw distance even. Like
how do I get out of it though?
R trigger, I think. Yeah. The R trigger is bail out of any cap possession. Also, I should add that you probably wanted to use the bullet bill for that. Just about the first time he possesses something in this game is really creepy. It's really scary. Like he like Mario's soul basically gets sucked out of his body and he flies through a tunnel full of frog photographs and suddenly realizes he's another animal. Very weird.
Wait, you mean when you become the frog?
Yeah, the first time you become the frog.
Yeah, I didn't notice that.
There was like the whole cutscene where he falls through this like LSD tube and like there's actual photos of frogs flying past you. And then he like looks down and realizes he's a frog and he's like, oh! And it's just like, I'm like, oh good, a little body horror in the Mario game. That's what we're after.
This world seems pretty big.
Yeah, it's decent sized. Eventually you can like ride around on a thing that gets you places faster. Also, this is the first Mario game with fast travel, I believe.
There's fast travel?
You can fast travel to all those flags you're picking up.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That comes in handy.
Yeah, well, the worlds are pretty big, and like it's way better than having to traverse this stuff over and over and over. And then, of course, you can also use. I think they showed in the like the directs and stuff that you can ride the electrical lines.
Yeah, almost like you're a
spark of electricity, basically. I don't think you can do that right now here because the power lines are iced up.
Yeah, I tried to jump on one before and it wouldn't let me. I guess I have to go up there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this feels pretty common 3D Mario. This doesn't feel all that out of the ordinary.
Somewhat. I mean, and right now they're kind of like, so you can do the platforming here, or you can just possess a bullet bill and fly over. So it's more about giving you options right now, and like this is also whoops.
Oh, bad.
But that's like good. Also, you can see there that's kind of really good like level design communication there. Oh, there's a moon.
There's really just a moon back here?
I think so.
Yep. They're like candy. I could probably wall jump up here too.
Yeah. Like so you've got those moving platforms that are like, okay, you can. Oh, there's a roof. There's a ceiling there.
Oh, that's dirty. They put a roof in there.
So there's like, that moving platform there where you're like, okay, you can jump across it, but then they've got those rings there to teach you that like, well, if you want these rings and these coins, you should possess that bullet bill.
Right, yeah.
So that's smart level design there.
I mean, these games are like that though, man. Like everything just is so thought out. It's like you don't even realize it at first. You start thinking about it, you're like, oh my god, like they put that there for an exact reason. It takes me a while to get used to being accurate with Cappy.
There is a, God, I can't remember what it is now, but there's if you press a button, if you could see it in the action, whatever.
Maybe I shouldn't make fun of the whole action thing,
but if you throw it and you're not on target, you can hold like one of the, I think the trigger or something, and it'll auto curve it into the nearest target.
Oh, really?
I can't remember what the actual button is because I don't tend to use it.
So only some ice you can blow up.
Yeah, little ice you can blow up. Big ice, I guess not.
So Matt, if you're a Switch owner, I know you're not as keen on it as maybe some others, but do they buy it?
Oh yeah. I mean, if you like Mario or platformers or video games, probably.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying it's not like my game of the year or anything. I'm not as enamored of it as
it's way too early for me to say
everyone else in the world, apparently. But it is pretty much exactly what I was expecting, and it is really good, and it's fun, and I will keep playing it. But I'm going to go back to Ancient Egypt pretty regularly, too. That's all I'm saying.
I have a feeling that I am going to be hopelessly hooked on this game for like the next
honestly, I'm having
many days.
I might be having a little more fun watching you play it than playing it myself.
Well, I say buy it.
Yeah, I mean, if you have a Switch, you should own this game. I think that's a very fair thing to say.
How about that first year for Switch, man?
Good luck in year 2.
Yeah.
I mean, Nintendo.
Holy cow.
Every once in a while, Nintendo, like every I don't know, 12 or 13 years, you get a Mario, a Zelda, and a Metroid in 1 year, and it's a pretty great year.
No Metroid this year, but probably next year.
You got a Metroid this year.
Well, yeah, the 2D went on 3DS.
Man, I'll take what I can get.
Well, we get this. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is still coming out this year. That's a darn good year for first year for a console.
At this point, like, I'm willing to admit that is actually coming out this year.
Yeah. I think we have to give up that argument at this point.
Yeah. I mean, it was really just more skepticism, protect me.
Yeah.
It was. I didn't
want to get your hopes up. Yeah,
exactly.
I get it.
It wasn't so much I don't trust Nintendo as much as like I don't want to have that heartbreak.
Right.
Because I'm looking forward to that game a lot, even though the children are not wearing pants.
Yeah.
I don't know what the thing is in JRPGs where everybody's got to wear belts and no pants, but that's where we are today.
Well, I think you can agree, though, if you own a Switch, you should buy this game.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of people who just own a Switch or maybe had a Wii U.
I mean, unless you, like, hate Mario?
Who hates Mario? Somebody.
I'm sure someone out there hates Mario.
There's probably a lot of people that do. Because they just hate Nintendo or whatever.
Would I buy a Switch for this? But like, I feel like you got Zelda and you got this. Like,
that's a pretty good
get off your ass.
Starting lineup, yeah.
I mean, come on.
I mean, Zelda's going to run you 60, 70 hours or more if you really milk it. This game probably around the same. I
was at 130 at Zelda when
Wow.
I mean, I collected like 500 of the damn Korok seeds, but like I explored the hell out of that world.
I stopped at like 50 hours or something like that.
I would have kept playing if it hadn't been so tied in with the death of my cat.
That'll do it.
But the DLC, I hope, is going to bring me back to that game and give me more of a fresh start on it.
Just announced today the DLC is still coming this year.
Yeah.
So it's not delayed or anything. That could end up being one of the best Q4 sellers.
Yeah,
Zelda's DLC.
You're right.
Without a doubt. This, too, is going to be really good seller, I think.
Well, did you see the pictures of? I think Wario 64 put them up where he's like, I wonder which game people are going to buy at midnight tonight, and it was like the carts at Best Buy, and it was like there was a shelf full of Assassin's Creed, and it was a shelf half full of Wolfensteins for both systems, and then there was shelf, separate cart full of Mario. And the other cart, all the shelves were like labeled PlayStation, but they were still full of Mario because they had too many Marios to put on one cart.
Well, I've only played the first couple hours of this game, and I'm already completely and utterly hooked. I can't wait to go home where I can.
Oh wait,
concentrate
before
and play.
we stop, can you bring the
gameplay back up?
Sam? Go back in the game and bring up the map, which I think is the minus button. These are great. This is one thing. All the maps are travel brochures for the location you're
Look at them. That's funny.
And you can scroll around them and look at them and stuff. These are all really cool. Like there's a lot of like actual like lore in them. It's really neat.
Mario lore.
Yeah.
That is one thing, obviously, with Mario games. If you're into stories, this is not the place to get.
Well, I
your
mean,
fix.
that's pretty much Nintendo in general, isn't it?
Yeah.
But like everyone's, I mean, like Aonuma's been running rogue in the Zelda world for years, trying to make a timeline happen. But like, they're, you know, like you say, they're gameplay first, and everything else can come second.
This series in particular,
and
like,
Mario
they really don't
specifically.
care. Story, and this is so dumb. It's like they're above the skies, above Princess Peach, and it's like Bowser wants to marry Peach. Like what?
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
okay.
It's best not to think about that one too hard.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially like it's like also like the bad guys you're running, the early bosses. They're his wedding planners.
Yeah.
And they're all rabbits. And between this and like Mario plus Rabbids, like Mario's got a real problem with rabbits this year.
Apparently.
Like, I don't know what that is.
What's going on? All right.
It almost makes me wonder if originally the Rabbids were supposed to be involved in this and somehow, and they just kind of stuck with the rabbit.
I doubt that. I don't think Nintendo will ever bring an outside property into one of its first-party games.
You would think not, but this game does have some references to things that have never been referred to in a mainline Mario game before.
Really?
Waluigi is mentioned. Like,
but that's still in the Nintendo universe.
Yeah, but he's only been in the sports games until now.
Right. But I'm saying, talking about like...
This game canonizes Waluigi.
I'm fine with that. I like Waluigi. He's like the goofiest character ever.
Well, that's a great thing about him, is like he is the dumbest idea, because it's like, well, we need a Luigi version of Wario, and we just... Bleh. And it's like, and I love that has somehow caught on to the point that now it's in this.
Nah, because he just has that goofy voice or whatever, and he's all tall and lanky and weird.